all right, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to another cultural awareness podcast for you, man. We are back, we back. We've been trying our best to make sure that we post at least two episodes per week, and this is one of those episodes, right? And I'm wondering, like, if you guys will if today's story that I'm about to tell is not going to scare you because I have two stories. This one for this episode and another one for the next episode. I'm not Dr. Dre, but I'm here to bring you some good things, right? So, uh, let's get down to it. But before I get down to it, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. Remember, if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true. You know, there are people in our environment, yes, that are skeptical, that are scared, but sometimes they are the best person or the best people to warn us about anything that may arise down the line, right? So sometimes, not every critic is a bad critic. Sometimes we should take a step back, listen, and make our own judgment, but at least take a step back and see that other person point of view, right? And maybe you will understand certain things. There's something that said in our village, at least in my village, they say that what an adult can see sitting down is something that even standing up or even on the tree, the youngins cannot see, right? So adults are wiser. That being said, if I'm telling you that is because I'm about to embark on this story, and this story is going to either scare you or make you think a little bit, right? Which is the whole point here. The whole point is to make you think. So the story goes as follows. This is a fiance, a man. Let's call this man, I don't know, Paul. Let's call this man Paul, and let's call his fiancée, I don't know, I don't know, June, something like that. It's a month, but let's call Paul and June. So Paul is fiancé to June, and he's the one complaining, and he's the one writing, so we can give him some advice. Paul is fiancé to June, and they have been together for a while now, for almost a year, and so everything seems to be going nice. He loves his fiancée loves him, and he wants to get married. So here's the problem. The problem is he went to see the girl and see her parent, and he said, oh, I would like to ask for your daughter, hand in marriage and all that. We are fiancé now, and I think it's time for us to go to that next level. To his surprise, the father-in-law, who is a chief of a village, I repeat, the father-in-law, who is a chief of a village, said categorically no. And he tried everything. The father said no. But in the meantime, his fiancée was living with him. So after the father saw him and he said no, what he did is he put in charge some people in the village to go wait for when that man is going to go to work to kidnap his daughter back and bring her to him in the village. So what happened is they went, they looked, chief are powerful, they do things a little bit discreetly. So they went, they did exactly what the chief wanted. So they kidnapped June and they brought her back to the village. And June started crying. She's like, but I love my husband. I want to be with him. I'm only seeing myself with him or whatever. The father is like, what I'm doing today is going to save your life later. So the man is writing and asking like, hey, what should he do because he loves his fiancée and he wants to go ahead and marry her. So we call the chief of the village asking for his side of the story. And he said this. He said, you guys know I'm a chief of a village, right? We are like, yep. He said, you guys know that what we see because we have magical power to see things you guys don't see, right? We said that is true too. In our culture, we have that habit of we have that habit of sorry, we have that habit of reading reading the spirit, reading what is going to come down the line in the future. And whenever we see if it's good or bad, that's how the truths were made, right? There's not just blood work. Like people like me go through the blood work that we do, that is in most African villages. Before you get married to a woman, like they both do blood, they extract blood from both of you to see if you guys are compatible. And even science have come later on to discover that it was so that you don't have a I don't want to use that R word, so that you don't have challenging kids and things like that. But our ancestors have been doing it for centuries, right? Because they knew about that disease, and they knew that if like it has something to do with chromosomes, right? But I always thought it was a blood work, but we didn't understand the science behind it until I came into the US. And like, why do they always take the blood and do something like is it magical? They are like, no, it's to find out if you guys are compatible. It turns out it was so that you guys don't have those kids that are always going to be sick all the time. That is the main reason. And obviously, they also read the future, right? They read like, is this person like, did her family so slave? Like, how was it? Did anybody was there snitching on people and they were getting taken for out of slavery? So they start reading, is it a bad spirit? Because if you did that, trust me, those spirits come back into today's and catching people. You know what I mean? So they don't want those bad spirits hanging over their children marriage. To go back to the story, the chief of the village said that this man had my daughter is going to be the fourth person that he's going to marry. Is it true or not? We asked the man, like, wait a minute. So you told us the story, but you didn't tell us the complete story. So, like, this is going to be the fourth time you're getting married? He said, yeah. How old are you? He's 42. So, how come at 42 you are getting married for the fourth time? That is the first sign, right? And the secondly, the chief of the village said, did he also tell you guys that uh, two of those wives that he married already passed away? We were like shocked, like how can this person who is the chief of a village know about this person after seeing him just one time only, you know? And he said the first wife left him after 18 months of marriage. And the man confirmed exactly that, yeah, his first wife left him after 18 months of marriage. And he said the other two, the second one passed away after 3 years. He said, yep. And the second one also went again, that you marry, passed away also after 3 years, right? He said, yeah. And he said, and you think that my daughter is going to be next? I know what you are doing, and I'm not going to let you kill my daughter. That is what the chief of the village said. So apparently, based on his testimony, he thinks that this man is doing some magical stuff, like that is Allah, that is giving him wealth, right? So it's like every time he marry you like that, he bring you into that magic world and he offer you as a sacrifice or something like that, you know. So and unfortunately for him, he didn't think that the chief of a village. First of all, you should know that in our countries, most African countries that are so deeply rooted in their tradition, the one that say, you know, they don't want to accept that uh, white Jesus on picture, they are very, very, very into that traditional things. They are peaceful, they don't harm people, but when you try them, they will send you, like I know a story where they send bees to people and you just come and kill you, right? But I'm not here again. That is what I said. This story is not for me to scare anybody. Just like if you trust somebody, if you go ahead and test somebody, you don't know exactly how they are going to defend themselves. Because a lot of people, when you attack an African, you are like, hey, you know, I'm going to kill you. You put a gun on him and you don't kill him. And he said, okay. And he just keep walking. Man, you're in danger. Your life is in danger because we know he's coming back at night for you and he's coming in a spiritual way. So that is the story, right? So, guys, I know I'm a little bit all over the place, but to recapitulate the story, the chief of the village doesn't want this man to go ahead and marry his daughter because he believes he's doing some harmful things to women that he marries, right? He's 42, he's about to be on his fourth wedding, and two already died. One left him after 18 months. I'm guessing maybe the one that left him after 18 months, her family had also some magical stuff that they were able to see and they left, and they're like, nope, you need to get out of there. And then he married the other one that were just, you know, simple or whatever you want to call it, and they ended up dying, right? And now he's trying to marry this fourth one, and unfortunately for him, she's coming from a family of a chief, you know, and the chief don't play with that thing. And every time you go and give, even if you give a gift to a chief in my country or in my village, they will go ahead before they even, first of all, they will not even touch it with their own hand. They will go ahead and give it to the magical person. The magical person is the one that tests it to make sure that everything is fine, right? He's going to read the spirit and everything and see your intention while you giving gift, something that, uh, is very interesting to see. So, guys, what do you guys think of the story? What would you do if this was your sister, your cousin, or somebody in your family, that is like that? So the girl is over there crying, and the father says she's under a spell. Apparently, the man put a spell on her, and he's trying to. That's why he's sent to capture her because she's not acting anymore out of her own will, right? She's acting because there's a spell on her that made her fall in love so deeply that she's not even able to see a blind. Anything that her fiance Paul is doing, she's not going to be able to see. Even if you bring other women and sleep with other women in front of her, she's not going to feel that because she's deeply rooted in love with him, right? So the chief said, nope. And I was like, man, this is your daughter, man. You cannot tell a father how to protect their child, right? You cannot, because every time a father is doing something for their children, we hope and they hope as well that they are doing it for the better, for their kids, right? And that will be the story of the day. So, guys, please feel free to go ahead and let your leave your comment, share the story so other people can hear about it. This is cultural awareness. This is things that happen all over culture across the world, right? I know that even here in Louisiana, we know people, not that we know, but we heard story of people using voodoo and things like that. In Haiti, they have it as well. In how do you call it, in Benin, that country called Benin, they are very powerful. They also have those type of magical power. And in Africa, they have a way where they can do some ritual on you, to, they call it cleansing you, right? They cleanse you spiritually, not on the body, not on the physical, but spiritually, so that anybody that try anything against you magically, it has something called a reverse, right? Whatever you try. So if you decided that you were going to stab them with a knife or something, that comes right back to you just the way you intended it for them. It's called a reverse, right? So like a payback, right? It's something, it comes exactly to you. Just whatever you decide you were going to do to them, know that it's going to come to you. They call it fortify your body, right? Like building a fortress. You know what I mean? So, guys, go ahead and leave some comment. Let me know what you think about the story of the day. And please, share. And I would really appreciate it. Thank you.